Good morning, one and all. Present over here. This is Hina Gupta, Assistant Professor in Maths Department. Today, we are going to discuss Unit 2nd. The name of Unit 2nd is Algebraic Structure. And the topic on which we discuss today is subgroup and their theorems. This is lecture number 4. Now, here are some outlines on which we discuss today in this video. So, first one is prerequisite of topic. Second one, real life example. Third one, introduction of complex subgroup. After that, discussion of and definition of subgroup. Some points on subgroup. In the next, criteria for a subgroup to be a subgroup. Exercise, learning outcomes and references. So these are the outlines on which we discuss today one by one. First, prerequisite of topic. For this video, you have a basic knowledge about group. Because subgroup and group having all the properties same. So it is very important, it is very essential. So you have a basic knowledge about group. What is group? What are the postulates of group? What are the properties of group? And all that. So in second point, a basic knowledge about closure, property, associated, identity, inverse, commutative, all these properties. And you have a basic knowledge about algebraic structure also. So these topics are very important. We can say essential for this video. So you have a basic knowledge about that. Now, first I am going to explain real life example. Group theory actually has a huge number of applications in the real world. So I have take two applications here. First, buying things online. Now in this era, we purchase online regularly. So obviously, when you want to buy something online, you want to send your credit card details or equivalent COD. We do this by encryption. So group theory is very essential for encryption description. In other words, we can say the huge number of application of group theory in cryptography. Now the second one is magic tricks. Obviously, even group theory cannot make you real magician. But once again, it's find an application in card tricks. In card tricks, group theory has a huge application. So, you have seen two different examples by which we use regularly in daily life. Now, complex and subgroup of a group. Definition says Suppose that G is a group, then any subset. Here we represent subset of a group by H, capital H. And for we use symbol capital G for group. Suppose that G is a group, then any subset H of G is called a complex of a group. Let H be any non-empty subset or complex of a group G, and we use operation multiplication here. Then the complex H is stable with respect to the composition in G if A comma B belongs to H. We have take two elements A and B from the set H is equals to the multiplication of both two elements. A multiply B is also belongs to H. For all A comma B belongs to H. So this is the condition. And also we say that the composition is D has induced a composition in H. So this is the definition of complex of a group G. Now subgroup. The definition of subgroup: a non-empty set H of a group G is called subgroup of G if we can say H is a subgroup of G if H is having two conditions. First one is H is stable for the composition of G, and second one, H is a group for the composition in G. So here two necessary condition for H to be a subgroup of G. Now come to note. First one, according to the definition of subgroup, each subgroup is a complex. But every complex is not necessarily a group. And the second one, every group G comma multiplication, it's an operation whose order is greater than 1 has at least two different subgroups. First one, the subset consisting of the identity element alone with multiplication. So that is the subset E. And the second one, the entire set G with the operation multiplication. So here two important condition. So these two subgroups are known as improper subgroup, or we can say trivial subgroup of G. These two subgroups which are written above, we can say these subgroups, if a subgroup having these two conditions only, then we can say it's an improper subgroup, or we can say trivial subgroup. A subgroup other than these two subgroups is known as proper subgroup or non-trivial subgroup. If any other subgroup from the set G having these two conditions, then we can say in this case trivial subgroup. Otherwise, the other subgroup other than these two, we can say proper subgroup and non-trivial subgroup. So this is the definition of subgroup. Now here are some important points. Now the first point is, if G comma multiplication is a group and the same H comma the operation of multiplication is a subgroup of G, then we can write like this: H is a subgroup of G. The symbol this stands for a subgroup. So H is a subgroup of G with respect to same operation. Now the second point is, the identity of a subgroup H is the same as that of G. It means that suppose E is the identity element of G, then E is also a same identity element of H. So identity of, it means that the identity of G and H is same. Now the third one is the inverse of A. If A belongs to capital H, is the same as the inverse of the same as the element of G. The inverse is also same in G and H. Now the fourth one is, the order of an element A which belongs to H is the same as the order of that element in G. The order of element is also same, either it is in G or H. And the fifth one is, if H is a subgroup of G and K is a subgroup of H, then K is also a subgroup of G. So here are some important points which is related to subgroup as well as group. Now come to criteria for a complex to be a subgroup. So the statement says, a non-empty subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if. We can say H is a subgroup of G if these two conditions follows. The first one is, if A belongs to H and B belongs to H. We have take two elements from the set H, A and B, which implies that A, B belongs to H. So this is condition first. And second one, if A belongs to H, which implies that where A inverse is a inverse of A in G. Now this is the second. Now come to proof. The conditions are necessary. We have proved this theorem both sides. First, the conditions are necessary and the conditions are sufficient. So first one, the conditions are necessary. Let H be a subgroup of G, then H must be closed with respect to multiplication. So we have take H is a subgroup of G and we will show these two conditions. Therefore, you can check from here, if H is a subgroup of G, then all the postulates is also applicable in H. In other words, H satisfied all closure property, associated, identity, inverse, commutative, all the properties of a group G, because H is a subgroup of G. So therefore, if A belongs to H and B belongs to H, which implies that AB belongs to H. Thus, the condition first is satisfied. Now for condition second, let A belongs to H and let A inverse be a inverse of A in G. Then the inverse of A in H is also A inverse, because element is same. A is also a element of G and A is also a element of H. So the inverse is also same. Since H itself is a group, therefore each element of H must possess inverse. So H is also having the inverse of A. Therefore A belongs to H, which implies that A inverse belongs to H, because H is a group. So according to group axioms, H are also having the inverses of their element. Thus the condition second is also satisfied. So in this way we have proved first and second condition. Now the conditions are sufficient. Let H be a non-empty subset of a group G such that the two conditions satisfied. Now H is a subset, non-empty subset, and these two conditions satisfy. Now we have to prove that H is a subgroup of G. So for subgroup, we know that we have to prove all the four group axioms. First one closure, second one associated, third one identity, and fourth one is inverse. After that we will say H is a subgroup of G. Now come to first closure property. Since A belongs to H and B belongs to H, so we have take two elements from the set H, A and B, which implies that AB belongs to H. Therefore H is closed with respect to multiplication. So in this way closure property hold. Now come to second property, associativity. For this we have to take three elements from the set H. Let A, B, C belongs to H arbitrary. Then if A, B, C all three elements belongs to H, then it also belongs to capital G, because H is a subset. So which implies that A into B in bracket into C is equals to A into B into C. This is the associated property for multiplication. Thus A into B into C is equals to A into B into C for all A, B, C belongs to H. So in this way associated property also hold for H. Now come to third one, existence of identity element. We know that the identity of a subgroup is the same as the identity of a group. We have already discussed this property in my previous lecture, so we are using here. Now A belongs to H, which implies that A inverse belongs to H. Again A belongs to H and A inverse belongs to H, which implies that A into A inverse belongs to H, because this is the closure property. If two elements belongs to H, here A and A inverse, these are two elements which belongs to H, then their multiplication A into A inverse is also belongs to H. So which implies that E belongs to H. Because A into A inverse is equals to E. E is the identity. Thus, I is the element of H. So in this way, we have proved the identity, existence of identity in H. Now last, for subgroup, we have 4 conditions. First one is closure, second one is associated, third one is existence of identity, and the fourth one is existence of inverse. So we have to check only fourth one, existence of inverse. So for this, since A belongs to H, which implies that A inverse belongs to H. Therefore, each element of H possesses inverse. All the elements in the set of H possess its inverse. So therefore, H having all the 4 properties, closure, associated, identity and inverse, then we can say H is a subgroup of G, because all the 4 properties can be satisfied by H. So for this, H is a subgroup of G. Now this is the exercise in which I have given 2 questions. This is for you and you have to do. It's totally depend on the today's video. Now here are some learning outcomes. So what we have learned from this video. We have learned the concept about subgroup. When we say H is a subgroup of G. And we have also understand the concept of criterion for a subgroup complex to a subgroup. What is the criteria? What is the necessary as well as sufficient condition to be a H is a subgroup of G. In this video lecture, we have learned about subgroup, some important points related to H and G. So this is the learning outcome. Of this video. Here are some references which I have used to make this video. All these books which I have written in references is a good book to understand all the concepts related to discrete structure. And this gives also a language understanding about the topic. So this is the reference book which I have suggested. So you have to read, by which your concepts you can also make the logic behind this topic. Now this is the last slide for my side. Thank you all for listening me. I hope you got the concept of subgroup and what is the difference between subgroup, what is the properties of subgroup, what is the criteria to be a complex, to be a group. So all these things, what we have discussed in this video, so you all got easily. So thank you and keep watching on videos.